Rules Committee. Good morning, Becky. How are you, ma'am?
Good morning.
It's good to have you.
I'm so glad to be here.
We're sitting here talking about aches and pains. That's it. When old people get together, we don't talk about the stock market. We talk about what's up and how fast it's up for us to get up and down. This is a big story. It's going to get bigger. We are waiting the next phase of this. Both the state auditor and the Mississippi Attorney General are investigating whether Centene Corporation, as a provider of Medicaid drug services, failed to disclose discounts on pharmacy services, and I'm reading a Jerry Mitchell article, if you'll permit me to read a little bit more of this, inflated dispensing fees, received reimbursements for amounts already paid. This lawsuit is already going on in Ohio. Between 2016 and 2020, 4-year span, our Mississippi Medicaid program paid this company $1.1 billion. The company itself, just last year, took in, this is hard to even put your hands around, the company that's supposed to help make our health better, took in $111 billion. That is 111,000 millions. Nearly doubled its total revenue from 2 years earlier. In 2 years, they doubled their income. These companies promised to reduce medical costs by promoting better health care among patients, writes Jerry. In 2015-16, a one-year period, Magnolia received overall scores of 1.5 in prevention, 2 in treatment, on a scale of 1 to 5. So it's not like everybody's doing a bang-up job. You have been on the forefront, both as a nurse and as a legislator. And since the last time we talked about this, anything new?
Nothing new. So we're just waiting for these audits to come out. And I have made a good friend in Ohio, a legislator there, and we talk often. So I get to hear what's happening there, and I think it'll be a preview of what's going to happen here.
Anything you can share with us that he said off the record?
You know, he...
On the record, I should say.
Yeah, well, he told me that they're good. They're huge. They're a monster. They come in with all their lawyers, so they are prepared for this. They've been playing for a long time on the state levels and federal levels. So they've also written some of the rules for themselves. It was kind of funny. One of the things that he shared with me was some of the things that we experience here with all of the campaign donations, to politicians.
Yeah.
So that is their way of getting in the state and making sure they have...
Anybody with any power, chairmanship, state office, most likely has gotten money from them. Any decision makers.
I'm just going to let you say that.
Well, I'm talking about in Ohio, probably in Mississippi. I've asked point blank.
Right.
A lot of them, and they say yes.
Well, and I'm not talking about the $500 that a rank and file member, they may send once a year, once every other year. We're talking big money. And the strange part is, for me, is there's very few people in the state and in state government that understand Medicaid. Yeah. So when you say, but look what's happening over here with this, they don't understand it enough to have that conversation with you. So it's very easy to make sure that people don't understand what's going on.
I want to do this and do it simplistic, in a simple manner.
I know.
Because somebody's driving around now, they're going from point A to point B, and they don't understand
They're saying, what the heck is she talking about?
What is this company? First of all, we have a lot of people in this state who need medical care. They need help from the government getting that medical care.
And taxpayers pay for it.
And taxpayers are there to help them get better.
Right.
So we decide, how are you going to do that? Do you need some accounting office or somebody to disperse that from the federal government? And apparently it cannot be, or it has not been in a lot of states, through one of the health-oriented agencies like Medicaid or Department of Health or any agency. They have to go outside. Why they went outside to get somebody else in a third party to contract with them, saying, okay, you guys be the administrator. You do the work. You make the decisions, and then we'll just feed you the money.
That's right.
And we'll pay you for this.
And
right?
we'll pay you a whole lot of money. And not only that, this was brought in as a pilot project under Haley Barbour. And I was there. I hated it from the day one. So, I've never received a penny from any of the companies, and I doubt very seriously.
You don't get any campaign contributions?
No.
Okay. We're clear on that one then.
I'm pretty sure they never will, and that's fine with me. But for the record, it came in as a pilot project, which I hated then, and then it just grew. So you're absolutely right. It's a middleman. We hired a middleman instead of putting our dollars, having a doctor's office bill Medicaid pay the doctor's office like we did for 100 years.
Yeah.
We had to get a middleman.
How many states do this?
I'm pretty sure it's almost all of them.
For them to make $111 billion, there's got to be quite a few.
It's last I checked, and that was a couple of years ago, was 31. So, and that Centene is in.
That, right. Who does that on the level that Centene does it? Is there another company?
Well, you have United and Molina, and there are other companies. I think even Blue Cross does it. All of them are trying to get in this game. It's a very good game to be in. And so, over the past 10 years, I have watched Centene closely because when it got here, it just, my antennas went up. So I have watched it, and I've watched it grow into this monster.
You've been a thorn in their side.
I have. And they have bought companies all over the country. So one of the problems that we have in Mississippi, not trying to bore anybody, but just like the pharmacy, they have another company that they've bought that does the pharmacy for Mississippi. Well, they don't have a contract with Mississippi. So is this going to be illegal when we finish this investigation, which is what has happened in Ohio?
So not only do we get the idea that they are directing us to get our medication from them, we're not sure if the price is competitive.
Well, what the legislator in Ohio told me, he said, if you need to double whatever Mississippi paid for the medicine. It's been doubled.
Really?
Yes. That's what they found.
Who's responsible for the oversight of this on the checks and balances way? Is it a department? Is it someone in the legislature, the peer committee? Division of Medicaid? Who's responsible to see, are we getting a good deal?
Well, they do have inside checks and balances.
You're talking about at the company, at Centene?
At the Department of Medicaid.
Oh, okay.
So, but I've said this several times, we just let them pick the ball up and run with it. And they've run.
Well, because if we don't have to pay it, it's like all insurance is like that. We don't care. Just somebody else pays it. But ultimately, we do pay it.
We do pay it. And since I've been in the legislature, I'm in my fourth term, the budget for Medicaid has doubled. We're talking billion. We're not talking $100 million. We're talking to $1 billion. So, and then when you get to $1 billion, you send it to the federal government. You get back $6 billion. It's a lot of money, and people with no